Hello and good morning. It's Phil Thatch and I am in Grandview, Tennessee. I'm trying out a possible new location for birding, and it's about an hour and 10 minutes from the house, so this wouldn't be some place that I would go regularly, but if it turns out to be great, maybe I would go here regularly. I've been kind of rolling around on this tiny little road looking for birds, and so far I haven't really found much, but I'm going to persevere and continue working on it, and hopefully I'll get something this morning. Well, this area I had high hopes for, but it's turning out to, at least today, not be very good. The closest spot on this road that I've found to good photography, there's kind of an area where there's almost no people that live on this road, but there's a house and a barn in one area, and across the street from them is a field with a barbed wire fence. And I saw a goldfinch from like, I don't know, 150 yards away, and some eastern bluebirds. Look at this tiny in the frame male eastern bluebird, so far away and severely cropped. There's no way my low resolution R6 could have made this shot, but the R7 was able to capture it. Also, while I was cruising around with the windows down listening for birds, a big horsefly flew into the car and was on the dashboard, and I got a picture of that. If you're ever making a photograph of something with the 100 to 500 and you can't quite get back far enough, adjust it from 500 to 300 millimeters. The minimum focus distance is shorter at 300 millimeters. I am continuing to have just an absolutely terrible day of bird photography. The new location that I tried to scout out this morning was not too good, and then I went over to Watts Bar Dam, which can be very good, but didn't see basically anything there above the dam, below the dam. I did make this one in-flight photograph of a black vulture kind of twisting his head as he was flying around that I thought turned out pretty nice while I was there at Watts Bar Dam. Just struggling, so I started coming home, and I stopped at a wetlands in Dayton. Nothing going on there, and so I stopped at the park that Ron and Heather and I were at the other day, and it's just right over there across this little body of water. And I made a couple of shots, a couple of kingbirds. Here are some photos from Point Park. Eastern Kingbird landed on like an electrical box, and I was in the driver's seat of the car, obviously, and I rolled down the passenger seat window and made these shots out the window of this beautiful Eastern Kingbird there on some sort of electrical box at Point Park. And we saw a lot of kingbirds when we were at this location just the other day. And then some mallards flew by, and I thought this in-flight shot of these 3 mallards turned out pretty good. Only 186 millimeters on this mallard in-flight shot. And one of my favorite shots of the entire day is this crow. It was back in the wooded area towards the back of Point Park, and I thought that the crow looked really beautiful and its surroundings looked nice as well. And then I came over here to what is a boat ramp that's just across that little body of water, basically right next door, and you may actually even be able to hear these killdeer singing over here. I made probably the best shot of the day of a killdeer just down here in the grass, straight out of the side of the car. Here are the killdeer photographs. I just love these cute little birds. They look like a shorebird, but they have a lot more color to them than most shorebirds that you would see down at the beach. Just a beautiful little bird. I like the red ring around its eyes and the stripes on its neck. And look at this. Here's one of the domesticated looking ducks that's always hanging around in that area. And this particular duck looks like he really likes to smoke that weed. Oh, look, it's another killdeer. On this one, there were about 5 or 6 of them, and I like this one because there's some kind of yellow flowers in the grass. And here's another one of the unusual looking ducks. I really like to get really up close to these guys and make a photograph because you can see all of their interesting characteristics in their feathers and their eye. I parked the car and came walking over this way because there was a great egret, and you don't see those around here too often, maybe this time of year more so. And I was sneaking over here to get a picture of it, and I'm 20 feet, okay, 30 feet from a green heron with pretty good sun angle on it, so I made a few shots of it from right here. It's great to be able to photograph green heron in southeast Tennessee this time of year, late summer, late August. And this one has its neck fully extended, which you don't normally see. They usually look more like this. And look at all the plant life growing in the water. In the springtime, there's hardly any plants in the water at all, but the later in the summer it gets, the thicker the plant life gets in the water. I came down to one more location that's kind of on the way home, and this is Blythe Ferry West. This is where Ron and Heather and I were the other morning when it was so misty, and I made that photograph that I called Portrait of Ron. And I stopped by here because I know that there is a belted kingfisher that hangs around here, and I thought I might have a chance to get a picture of it. Well, I did get a shot. I had to switch over to the 800mm f11 for that shot, and there's also some kingbirds here and a great blue heron, and so I made a few shots of those things in really harsh and horrible light. The belted kingfisher shot didn't come out at all, but I really like the way this Eastern Kingbird photograph came out using the 800 f11, the only shot with the 800 in this entire video. So I guess the moral of today's story is don't give up. You know, if you go to a new place or you go to the first place that you go in the morning and your bird photography is just not happening, don't just say, today's terrible and go home. You know, try another spot. Try a spot that you know. Try a spot that you don't know. Just, you know, kind of keep trying, keep looking around. You know, eventually you'll either find something, and if you don't find something, you'll learn where not to go next time. So I had a nice day today, even though I probably don't have any stellar shots, and I probably had way more failures today than I had successes. I still had a nice morning of bird photography, and I'm glad I took the time to do it. And I really appreciate you joining me. So if you like the content, a thumbs up would be greatly appreciated. And if you want to see some more, subscribe, hit the bell. And as always, I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye from all over